Well, you know what they say about drummers, don't you? They always end up as minicab drivers. Yeah, I used to be in a band.
They're always the guys with the van. They've always got the van.
What you said there was,
sorry, darling?
What you said there was very true. You know Michael Jackson, of course. His first 2 albums were massive. And then they got rid of the songwriters because they saw they could make a bit of money on the side.
Which was Rod Templeton.
Yeah, they got rid of
one of the best songwriters in
so
the
they got
world.
rid of this guy, sold 26 million albums. So Michael and Quincy and those people would write the songs instead. And it was downhill from then on. The next 2 albums didn't have any real songs as such. And by the 4th album, Michael was selling 1 million albums instead of 26 million. So they were trying to cash in on the money of the songwriting side, but actually they killed the artist because Rod Templeton was such a great songwriter.
Amazing.
It was that mixture of the great songwriter, the great engineer, the great producer, and the great
Quincy
artist.
Jones was the producer, as you know, on the
Quincy
record,
Jones
and there is only one Quincy Jones, and the combination between Quincy and Rod was magic.
Amazing.
And this isn't something you find every time. You can't advertise for magic like that. That either happens or it doesn't happen. So when you're working with someone and it's clicking,
Don't break it.
keep with it. Don't break it. Keep with it. Even, and you're going to have your constructive differences, I like to call them. I like to have a good old argument in the studio sometimes because it means that you're both searching and you're both looking for something. It's constructive. But when you find your partner, and you have to define your roles, know what you're good at. Don't get egotistical about it, otherwise you'll end up with 100% of nada, nothing. You know, find your partner, find someone, and you know, if you're lucky enough like Bob Dylan, where you can write everything by yourself, and then great, but these people are far and few between. These are very, you know, these are people that are far and few between. On the whole, I believe in teamwork, and that's what I love about music. Yeah.
Do you ever like the chorus first and go round it?
Sorry, darling?
Do you ever like the chorus first and work round the chorus? Might be a silly question, like, but...
No, it's the accent.
I don't understand what you're saying. Are you saying that do I...
Cockney doesn't understand the Scouse here.
Exactly, I understand you, sweetheart. I understand you. Are you saying do I rotate it on the chorus and the verse?
What do you like first, the start, the end, or the chorus?
And there's a bridge.
This is interesting. This is interesting. It depends. I mean, sometimes, you know, the verse will come in and I'll actually like the chords more in the verse than I will in the chorus. And I might go back to the producer or the person that wrote the track and go, you know what? Actually, your verse is the chorus and your chorus is the verse. You know, they'll either say yay or nay, or they'll say, okay, let's try it, let's go with it. For me, I always try and concentrate on the chorus. Because the chord, sometimes I will work, most of the times I will work from the chorus and work back.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, and then work back. Because once you've got your killer chorus, once you've got a chorus melodically and lyrically, and it's saying something interesting, it doesn't have to be up your arse lyrics, because I hate those type of songs. But just think something that's accessible. And then once I've got the chorus, I will work back. Because when you've got your chorus, you've got your theme. And then you know what you should be saying in the verse. Because sometimes you can write the verse, you get to the bridge, and you think, shit, what am I going to say in the chorus? I've said it all in the verse. So sometimes it's good to work on the chorus and work back on the song. Sorry?
If you buy through Amazon, it doesn't cost that much. I never pay more than 10 euros for a CD.
Exactly, and this is why I think the free downloading is done purely by the younger generation. But it's done by the younger generation. I don't want you to feel bad, don't grow out of it. But it's done by the younger generation because we live in a time now where everyone wants it and they want it now. They want it now. And so just download it, get it, and they want it for free. And it's a younger generation that are doing that, because I personally, and I'm sure Rita as well, and I think it's not because we're musicians. I think even if I wasn't a musician,
No, you shouldn't do it.
I couldn't be bothered to go to LimeWire. I'd just rather spend the 79p on iTunes and just have it sitting in my iTunes folder and just do it. Sorry? I'm sure you know a lot of things. You do, young man. I'm sure you do, but...
You know what? You'll get fined because they can track people down. They make examples of of people.
No,
Some
living.
people are getting fined thousands,
Just for like
extortionate
20
amounts, just for
20 songs.
downloading 1 or 2 tunes. So be very, very careful.
I don't live
The
here.
iTunes devil
I don't
will
live
find
here, he
you.
says. He's on the run, he doesn't live here. And it's a lot of hurry up and wait. And you wait for just a light to be set up. And I decided that it wasn't for me. I did the vagina monologues for 3 months, which I loved because that was live, it's theatre, you're really on the spot, you've got to deliver. And that's where I like to be. I love the challenge of having to deliver now. A bit like this situation. So I did that, still continue with the writing, and then about 5 years ago, I received a letter from the British Academy of Songwriters and Composers. Do you know the British Academy? BACS?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know. This is a really important people to know, a company to know. They asked me to come in and chair the best contemporary song for the Ivor Novellos. So I went in, I did that. It wasn't easy. I was very scared because it's your peers. Does anyone know anything about the Ivor Novellas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyone
I
here?
think
There's quite a few from abroad here, so they probably don't know it as
Okay, who's from abroad?
most of them.
Where are you from?
Well, I live in Mobile.
You live in Mopey?
lucky you.
Nice place to live.
Nice. Okay.
Where are you from, Don?
Iceland.
Iceland. A lot of talent coming out of Iceland.
There's loads.
There's a lot of talent. You've got a great band over there called Gangbang?
Yeah.
Gangbanger. Cool. And you've also got another band out there that I like that runs signed called Sometime. You know Sometime?
Yeah, I know.
You know them? Yeah, some great stuff come out. Of course, Bjork came out. Who else is from the continent? Where are you from?
Italy.
Italy. Okay.
The Ivor Novellos. Does everyone know about the Ivor Novellos? No.
Okay,
that's a good thing.
okay. Well, the Ivor Novellos, for me, is not one of, but I would say the most prestigious award in this country. And the reason why is it's voted for by your peers, opposed to the Mercuries, the Qs, the Brits, which are voted by industry people. So the politicians, if you like. With the Ivors, it's all about songwriting. It's all about it's all about creativity. It's not about chart positions, how many records you sold. It's about purely about the creativity. I would put it on par with a Grammy. Actually, it's kind of UK's answer to the Grammys. An Ivor Novella was an actual person who wrote, who left his legacy, and they have this award called the Ivor Novello Awards in his honour. Everybody scrambles for an Ivor. It can take your career from there as a songwriter, not as a pop star, but as a songwriter. It can take your career from here to there. It really can. We've had some great people, winners that have picked it up. We have Lifetime Achievement Awards, International Achievement. Quincy Jones was there last year. We've had Stevie Wonder. We've still got to get Lionel Richie. We've had Phil Collins, Elton, Gamble and Half. I mean, the list is endless. But what's great is I chair the contemporary song for the Ivors. So next year I will chair the best contemporary song of 2008.
Yeah.
Of 2008. That's how it works. And you're judged by your peers. So this year I had people like Gary Kemp, you know Spandau Ballet, yeah? People know Spandau Ballet. Nick Kershaw, anyone remember Nick Kershaw? Carol Decker from Tipau. A guy called Andy Barlow from Lamb. Does anyone know Lamb? Great. The guy from Basement Jacks. And basically it's a great award because you are being voted for by your peers. And I'm very privileged to do that. And I've been doing that for 5 years now. I work really closely with the BACS, British Academy of Composers. I do workshops for them where Academy members come in like this, but it's a lot more actually, about 30-40 people. And there's a panel of 3 of us, myself, maybe Steve Levine, Gary Osborne. And it's a chance for you to play your tracks. We will then give the positives, the negatives, if possible. And we go through it and we take it from there.